Alright, so it turns out that I cannot talk and I cannot function as a warlock at the same time, but I'll give it my best shot and I'll try and pay attention. So anyway, I've got my haste as close to 9,800 as I possibly can. Don't go any lower. I can't, which is why I haven't. And I've tried to put the rest of it into mastery, got rid of every single scrap of crit I possibly can, and I am as close to the hit cap as I can be without messing around with haste and mastery too much. So, the macros I use, the OCDs here, this, just line them all up, and I have them all displayed in my weak auras to tell me when they are up, when they will be down, or how long before they come down, and then also the internal cooldown of them, so when I know to press them again. For example, something such as the Synapse Springs or Berserking, they have different internal cooldowns as than Dark Soul Misery or Lifeblood. So it's important to keep on hitting them, even though they may not pose that much of a difference. For example, Synapse Springs. So anyway, I'll do this and I'll show you a very quick way on how I burst. So we'll just refresh this so you have a rough idea what we're starting off with. So open up with a haunt and then just Malefic Grasp. And I try and Malefic Grasp around the third tick of Quartz, which is my cast bar. Refresh everything just as Berserking goes down, and by this time, due to the nature of the RPPM trinkets, everything should proc right at the start of the fight, which is fantastic for affliction locks. I'm not too stressed about the 10 stacks of Ushules because of the extraordinarily large amounts of haste I've just generated from all my trinkets and Berserking. Now I'm trying to use my optical blast. I'm not really sure how much of a benefit it is, but it's better than nothing. So basically, my dots are back to square one. They really, I just got some, obviously, as you may have seen, some big burst, but when they're at 100, they're a pretty standard rate. And now that my Tempest Rapid is procced, I just wasted it. Probably should have Soulburn Shell Sharded. Anyway, so the lower your numbers, the less likely you are going to want to be replacing them. And I've just missed out. Messy as shit. Anyway, so quick idea on how to use weak auras is, I'm not really unsure on how to interpret the colors, but when the numbers are blue and green and they're high numbers, you want to be replacing them, and then when you have applied them, the number should go to 100, and then when the buff falls off, it should drop, as you may have just noticed. So the lower the numbers, the less inclined you should be to overwrite them. Alright, so that's pretty simple, and it's actually fairly repetitive. It's perhaps a bit of a challenge to get into muscle memory. Okay, so as for talents, I use Soul Leech to develop the shield, Mortal Coil to generate health if I'm desperate or if I want to tap, and then make life easier for the healers who I want to use Sacrificial Pacts. Actually, that doesn't really influence. Anyway, Burning Rush and Unbound Will are very interchangeable between a lot of the TOT fights. You definitely want to be taking Unbound Will for Heroic Genrock, but at the same time for normal, and depending how reliable your healers are, you could take Burning Rush to help you avoid stuff. Right now, Grimmer of Supremacy is superior to Grimmer of Sacrifice for a lot of fights. The only fight I would recommend that you take Grimmer of Sacrifice is Jikun, because this little sucker, he is very unreliable and he will just disappear on you a lot of the time. Obviously, Killjade and Cunning, it goes without saying, you need that. Alright, so I'm probably not as utility based as I could or should be, but the Hellstone, just lots of health, it's good. Shorter cooldown and unstable affliction is good. And the new change to 5.3, this is fantastic. The other option would be to take, where is it? The Soulstone glyph, but we'll people shouldn't be dying in the first place. Anyway, so as for the other macros, this is the basic ones to help me out. So Curse of Exhaustion for something like Tortoise, just the AoE Soulburn, just because Soulburn has no GCD. And another interesting thing is you can stack a Soulburned Seed of Corruption and an ordinary Seed of Corruption on top of each other, and that'll make them individually burst quite quickly, which is good. And then obviously Soulburn Soul Swap. So, just waiting for the queue to pop.